that sticky, stanky harvest. They show it all organic and nice. If you're curious or wanna grow with kindness, GrowDaddy TV just might have some advice. Come on, come on. GrowDaddy TV, come on. They break it down. Light, water, temperature, and humidity. It's cannabis kindergarten for every grower in the community. Yeah, come on, come on. GrowDaddy TV, come on. Germination, soil mixing, up pots and LST, defoliation, harvest and curing properly. So tune in every week to catch the magic. GrowDaddy TV. Come on, come on. GrowDaddy TV, come on. Come on, come on. GrowDaddy TV, come on.
Hey everybody, Mrs. GrowDaddy here. Hey, just thought I'd jump in here for a second and let you know that, well, the first half of our video this week is cartoonized. And I don't know if it's because the camera just got a contact high from GrowDaddy smoking all that weed or what. Actually, it was just me and I just messed up something. But anyway, all of our film was totally out of focus. It was all blurry, so I just cartoonized it and we just figured we'd just get on with our lives. Don't you worry though, the weed prawns segment is crystal clear, in focus, and it looks awesome. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the show. That's it for now, so come on, I'm up.
Hey everybody, I'm GrowDaddy, aka Patrick, and welcome to GrowDaddy TV. You've made it. Yeah, you have. You've made it to our 11th season and our 10th episode for another Sunday morning, and things are epic. Hey, if you guys just got here, let me tell you a little bit about our show. You know, we get new guys coming in. Hopefully some people find us, you know, and start watching us, right? Well, hey, I'm just doing a weekly grow that I do, a weekly log, and kind of, it's like a live journal. And that's what I call it. And I've been doing it, and I grow a certain style. I grow a certain way. We have a lot of fun. I feel like I bring all my friends over on Sunday morning, and we get into my tent for a little while, and we get to talk about my grow. And
yeah, we just talk shop with the Gromies.
Yeah, and you guys, hey, let me tell you what, and I don't want to get too far anywhere because Mrs. GrowDaddy would get pissed at me because I'm not going according to my notes. But I would just say you guys can go out to our Discord and show us your grows and your pictures. We have Discord. You guys can find that in the description. So we grow 4 plants organically here in Canada, and we're doing it legally because that's what the legal limit is. But we talk about this all the time. I don't think I'd do any more than 4 plants. I mean, 4 plants is almost too much. It's
a lot of work, especially the way you do it with your grow style, with the scrogless scrog.
I think if I was growing more plants, though, I'd be growing with a net and using a real scrog. Or I do a scrogless scrog. That's what we do here as well. Is I strengthen the branches and I don't use a net, and I still go for that even. You know, that even canopy on the top. So all the buds are up on top, and I grow little muffins.
Muffin tops.
Yeah. And I don't
see the top nose.
I don't see a lot of growers on YouTube or anybody really doing that. So that's a little different than anybody else's grow.
Oh, and we wanted to say that there's people who feel like there's been some hate here towards LARF. We always say fuck LARF and all that, but we just are absolutely joking around. GrowDaddy is
No, we're not. No, we're not. I hate fucking LARF. But you don't have to hate LARF. I'm not hating on you or how you grow. But my style will not put up with that fucking crap. I hate it. But you know what?
Lots of people love their LARF, and
I honestly, man, if you're in the growing and you're passionate about it and you're growing trees, that was what somebody else said. You're talking that I'm
just
hating
a beautiful natural formation.
But I hate on growing natural. Somebody said I hated on people growing natural or something. Let me just, I don't hate on anybody growing. In our Discord, everybody's growing every which way. I don't hate. I don't even know how anybody
Actually, you know, it's hard not to kind of eat our hearts out a little bit when you see those really big, fat, like,
you mean the big buds that look beautiful?
Yeah, like a forearm of a...
But they're full of LARF. They're not all full of larf, because there are some really talented growers that can really put a lot of money and time into their, their vegging and their flowering. Time that I don't have, and time that maybe you don't have either. I mean, we're talking about chemists. We're talking about growing in salts and putting in your fertilizer and everything every watering.
Most people probably do use synthetics, don't they? No?
Making sure your pH is just perfect, and then checking your ppms to make sure your runoff is okay with the amount of fertilizers that you put in. It's just a million different tasks you can make this, and we make it very simple. We just add water. That's different about us too than a lot of, although there's a lot more organic growers now. Since I've started, it seems like everybody has switched over that was growing synthetic.
Probably because it's easier.
It's easier.
And more foolproof, like you can't really poison your plants with something,
Well, the soil will buffer your pH, and it will buffer a lot of other things. It's just... Soil's just easy. It does all the work it does all the lifting. Like I said, you make sure there's some food, some I would have to say we use amendments, some dry amendments, and then all we do is water throughout our whole grow. And like I said, we're growing in 8-gallon containers, right? Or 7-gallon containers. Oh, I am high. Right. Yeah. So we're growing in 7-gallon containers, you guys, and that's where we're able to keep a moisture level of something moist but not soaking wet at all times.
Continuous hydration as opposed to kind of the dry back where you...
Yeah, if you're in 5-gallon containers or less, 5 and 3-gallon containers, you're more than likely doing dry back on them. You're not continuously watering them.
Yeah,
although cocoa, you do continuously water every day. I mean, I have grown in cocoa one season, and you water that stuff every day. It just doesn't.
You get some good yields out of that too.
Yeah, but you're feeding that. You're also with cocoa. It was a great medium to grow in. And somebody mentioned that. Why aren't you growing in cocoa? Well, because this is the easiest. Cocoa, you will grow some monster roots and big plants if that's what you're hunting for. But it'll take a little more work. You're gonna have to check your ppms. You're gonna have to make sure your pH is right on tag, and do some other things with that. At any rate, I'm talking out of my ass right now because all I want to do is get on with the show.
You just want to rip up that.
Yeah, but we say fuck hashtags in the grow tent, or fuck larf. We say hashtag.
Hashtag fuck larf.
We say fuck larf in the tent. We like to say fuck Oh man. Hey, you guys, that's that Cinderella 99. That's that Cinderella 99.
Some good shit.
It's some good shit. So at any rate, you guys, I don't know where I'm at in the show besides telling you guys it's time to give you guys the timeline.
It's right over there.
It's right over here?
Yeah, the timeline.
Here? Yeah,
here? It's right there, yeah.
It's right there?
Yeah.
So the timeline's right here, you guys. Check it out.
No matter how bad you screw this up, baby, I got you.
All I have to do is read. Day 71 from seed, when we first started this grow, we ran into a really long veg this time around. Trying to let one of our runts.
Louise
was a runt, and I wouldn't call her a runt anymore, although she is smaller than everybody else still. But we gave her some more veg time. We slowed down the other girls per se, especially these two. We slowed them down a little bit with a little less par. And
oh wait, but you've already switched them. So yeah, Louise.
But Louise is still here.
She's still there, but
we've
Colette,
switched the girls. They're all not in this. They're not in usual places. They've gotten in their home places. I've brought in. Who have I brought in over here? Colette, which I find to be
the biggest.
Is she really the biggest? Close runner-up to Chantal, though. Chantal's pretty big, too. Can't wait to show you guys the girls close up today. I guess you guys are all going, get on with it, Mr. GrowDaddy. Get on with it.
We do have a weed porn segment, so we just need to get through this, baby. We just need to get through our timeline.
Day 50 of veg. Okay, day 50 of veg, you guys, starting week 8. That means we've been through a total of 7 weeks, and today's the first day of
the eighth week of veg. And it's like a little bit, humiliation.
Well, we knew that's where we were going. We knew we were going with probably a 7 or 8 week veg because we kind of slowed everything down and let this girl catch up. And hopefully that leads to a better yield for it cost us a couple weeks.
Although she's still drinking slower and she never really did get out of it, I don't think.
But
at least she'll be
She's not drinking as much as the rest of the girls. And we get that when we get in the water. And I'm not pinching anymore. I pinched 3 times on these girls. And, well, what can I say? We're vegging in the slow lane.
That's up.
Yeah.
Want to talk about light?
Yeah, let's talk about light. Thank you, Mrs. Greta. Yeah, you're gonna have to
I'm going to keep you on track
You're gonna
somehow.
have to kick. You have to kick me in the ass.
I didn't smoke any of that.
You did. I know you did. You never do. Hey, let's talk about lights, you guys. We're using an FC 4000 Evo from Mars Hydro. It fits in a 2x4 tent. Hey, they sent me all this stuff, you guys. And
yeah, thanks, Mars Hydro.
Thank you, Mars Hydro. Some awesome equipment. By the way, we are not a sponsor. I was shopping for this stuff. I really was. And
that was the light you had your eye on, and somehow, I don't remember how it happened, but Mars Hydro just said, hey.
Somehow, just, somebody slid into my DMs. I slid into somebody's DMs. I don't know what happened.
It's the way the universe works.
We ended up getting a couple tents. We ended up getting some lights. Anyways, these lights are really nice, you guys.
And the fans. The fans are nice and quiet. They're Mars Hydro.
And we can even run them during the video because they're still
They're that quiet.
Yeah, we have to turn off all of our other fans because everything's too loud. Our light cycle is 18.6, of course, because we're still in veg. And we're gonna be hanging out in veg, I think, for another week, you guys. Just to let you know.
Before flipping their lights.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be another week in veg, and we'll get into that, I guess. Light cycle, or I should say, we're hanging 15 inches from the top of the canopy, and we use 100 watts, you guys. There's different, I could say 25 or 35. But these gauges are both different. They're both
the dimmer switches on the dials on either one of them. They say different things, but they give the same watts. So we just never use those dials.
I think I said it last episode that this one's at almost 25. I would say maybe 22 is what it looks like from there. They don't have, and this one looks like it's almost in the off position. Over here in the same lights.
Very touchy.
Just to let you guys know, if you're using different lights other than these lights, you figure. If you don't know where to hang your lights, or you're having a problem with your lighting, trying to figure things out, if you guys put your lights where I'm putting them at, which is very conservative, you have a lot of people giving it a lot more light. Less is always better. I mean,
but if you get a watt meter is like a $20 investment for one of these things, and it really helps you know how much light.
If if you want to grow, if you're looking to where to put your light, any light hanging 100 watts at 15, 16 inches. Is going to give you roughly 300 to 320 par. And that's what we're getting, by the way, because we're hanging 15 inches using 100 par, or 100 watts, and hanging 15 inches, we're getting about 320 par.
And we do have a par meter, but par meters are really expensive, and not everybody wants to buy one.
Not everybody wants to. I don't know what the DLI is, Mrs. Grodaddy. I have no idea. 19.5 is what I'm guessing.
It's 21.
Is it 20? It's 21? So our DLI is 21, you guys. And, here we go. Water, you guys. That's all I got to say.
Want to talk about water?
Yeah, want to talk about water? Well, I'll tell you what. Water is, you guys know, water is one of my favorite topics in the tent. Because water changes, and it also shows you...
the health. It's an indication of health.
It's indication of growth.
Yes.
If they're drinking, that means they're growing. That means they're getting roots. That means... So it's an indication of health. And so I've always kept a very, very accurate watering chart and exactly how much each one of these takes every day. If you want to really nerd out, you can go down in the description, and we have a spreadsheet in the description. Spreadsheet.
You can download it.
You can download it, and you can look at, I don't know, the last 5 or 6 seasons.
Yeah. And we show we got like our soil recipes. We show exactly how much yield we get out of each plant, how many bud sites one of them. Yeah, and the light, the heat.
I want to give people something to compare what they're doing. Because that's what I like. I like a lot of information. I like to be able to compare my grow against other people's. And I just mean on what are they doing versus, because people grow such beautiful plants, and I wonder how they're doing it because they're using a lot more par than me. They're doing things that I'm not doing, and when I try to do that, I start to burn my girls. Things start to go wrong. So I really am growing
conservatively,
and following the steps that the plants tell me to take next.
That's right.
I think that's how.
And I have to say, sometimes you don't sound humble, but you really are very humble about the way you grow, because, clearly, like we've said, we're not going to win any Guinness Book of World Records.
No, I'm not trying to grow YouTube buds. The ones that the forearms. I'm not trying to grow any of these. You can pump up CO2. This
is just a humble little grow.
But you can turn a tent into some sort of science experiment and put a lot of money and time into it and really get some really big and, I suppose, nice buds.
This is a beginner-friendly, easy grow.
But it makes sense for me because we're on such a small scale. I hear people doing this type of thing, running CO2 and just doing and adding all these expensive additives and doing all this stuff, and plus all the time taking measurements. And
well, that's part of some people's hobby enjoyment.
that's what I'm saying. That's what gets them going and seeing the big buds. Me, I get more than enough. In these 2 tents, I get more than enough. What would you call it?
Yield?
No, I would call it the bud, craft. I would call it craft bud. So I get so much craft bud, because I really only grow for quality, and it's all really hard top shelf bud for the most part of what I grow. And it's enough for me, and it's enough for gifties for my friends, my golf buddies. So I don't want to put more money into something that I don't need anymore out of the grow.
Plus, you're stingy.
Okay. I can't argue that. And you know what? I've had friends my entire life call me cheap.
I wasn't going to use the C word.
You can. But I look at it as, it just doesn't make any sense.
You're just the kind of guy you don't want to.
It doesn't make any sense. What doesn't make any sense? I know there's somebody out there that hears what I'm saying. That it's.
Some people look, I think I may be a little different. I'm a little stingy too, but I think I also like the products. Like, I kind of like to do the mixing up and stuff. I see you get your hobby enjoyment out of kind of like bonsaiing and like the training and the watering, that kind of stuff.
And also the visual when they're in flower, and they're just beautiful on that flat canopy. And I think I do it. Like I said, I grow a lot for the flower.
You're an artist in the garden.
So I don't want to fuck up any of this foliage, because it's part of the senescence at the end and the beautiful flowers. And I really love the beautiful flowers. I just absolutely love them. So just to let you guys know that these girls, I do have a daily average for these girls for the water that went into each one of them this week. And letting you also know that I defoliated these a couple days ago. So they immediately really tugged back on. They were starting to really add. Every day I was adding more and more water. The water was just going up. And then when I defoliated, they all just kind of stopped drinking. They weren't moving up. They were drinking the same. Anyways, daily average of water for Louise is 1 liter. And Colette, she averaged 1.3 liters this week. Chantal, do we have these in the right order? And Chantal is 1.3 liters. And down there on the end, Marie is 1.2 liters. That's what they average. And that tells me they're about their growth. Because I can clearly see Louise isn't growing as fast as the other 3 girls. God damn, they look good. They really look good. Oh man, they really look good. They do.
And I don't know. You just never really know which way it's going. I can't even feel sure about Louise. She's kind of shown she's runty.
Yeah, well, and I'm also, I bring this out every week. I bring this out every week, you guys. Okay, and I just want to show you guys this again. We're using this stuff, okay, and we're using this stuff. It was recommended at the shop at the hydroponic store, and I'm feeding the girls this every watering, and I'm giving it to them all. Since they all got in the bigger pots, they're all getting it now. But I was only giving it to the smaller girls. If you guys that have been around, you guys know what I'm talking about.
It's an experiment, because we really were trying to catch up the smaller girls to the bigger girls. It's
supposed to increase root development, and I can't even tell you. I'm sure Mrs. Grodaddy's going to put a nice little thing over here with these 2 little things.
Special treats, yeah.
Yeah. And let me tell you how I feel. Now, I'm not going to get in a big old rant, because I'm not going to rant about this every single episode, you guys. I'm not going to do it. I personally just want to let you guys know this is kind of going to be kind of fun, because maybe I'll get proven wrong. But I honestly don't think it's going to make a damn bit of difference.
But you know what? If we do get a bumper crop this season, guess what?
Yeah.
We're going to do a fucking infomercial.
Yeah, we do kind of have
You're damn
average.
right.
We get a certain amount. We get 21, 22 ounces, usually at least 22 ounces out of every.
I think you're exaggerating.
You don't think it's that high?
Well, 4 times 5, yeah, I guess 20 ounces.
I'm just going for an average. Some grows are better. I think we're averaging probably about 22, 23 ounces.
I would take a look at that before using a number.
Well, we're going for 24 ounces. That's our ultimate goal. If we can get 6 ounces of plant. So if putting this stuff in with every watering in their veg stage. We're not using it after
If we
that.
get 24 ounces of good dense buds this time, we're
Or something-
doing an infomercial for the Risotonic
and the other one, the
and
Azos.
the Azos.
Yeah, I don't know.
Beneficial
I don't know.
bacteria.
There's all kinds of good products out there. I just don't think they're
But I
worth.
kind of don't think it's going to happen.
No, but even, yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, we talk about ROI, return on investment, and I got to be honest. I'm already growing what I want without having to put any more money on the grow. So I get that these are our girls, and we want to baby them and spoon feed them all these good things. But are you getting your return on your investment? Are you really?
So stingy.
That's all I'm saying.
So stingy.
It's not about stingy. It's about there's a word I can't find.
Efficiency?
Efficiency. It's about efficiency. It's just inefficient.
Effizienz. Es geht Effizienz. Es ist einfach ineffizient.
That's the best way I can put it. It's inefficient.
I didn't realize how Germanic.
But if it's your hobby and that's what you want to do, you want to put them on because you just enjoy feeding them.
You are part German, right?
I think just like me wasting money on golf. I think if it's your hobby and if you like to pour money into it, it's your hobby.
Which you do.
No, but I don't. I pour money into golf, not this.
Yeah.
You know, I want to spend as little on my grow as possible and get out the best quality that I can. It's kind of a weird thing with the biggest yield I can. By the way, I think we get a pretty fair yield with the little work that we do. And we're not out of water yet, so let me just mention that I threw out my pH pen.
You did not.
No, it's up there in the drawer, but I don't use it anymore.
You don't do that. You don't do that daily pH
I don't pH it
measurement.
anymore. But I do have a good idea where my pH is. It's somewhere between 6 and 7, and I know that because I use the vitamin C, the
ascorbic acid.
ascorbic acid. I use this stuff right here, and a little tiny pinch would take out the chlorine. I mean, I use a quarter teaspoon in a 5-gallon bucket of water, and it brings my pH down using that much. It brings it down to where I need it in between.
Yeah, because it comes out of the
7
tap
and
at
6.
around 7 or 8.
But I'm tired of pH and then writing it down on a piece of paper where the pH was, because I will take anything in between 6 and 7, and usually averages out to 6.5 for the week. We did
always does,
on our last. You can even look on our last spreadsheet for last season. We did that, and it just seemed to average out to 6.5. So I said I don't need a pH pen anymore. Plus, your soil's going to buffer the pH, and there's a lot of people that say in the community, there's a lot of people that say pH just doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I think you might want to just like check it once in a while just for shits and giggles, but we don't need the daily pH reading anymore on our spreadsheet.
Yeah, and I think that covers us. We didn't talk about the blue mat. Should we talk about the blue mat at all?
Well, yeah, just like this is a different methodology from when we're in the smaller pots. We watered it dry back, so we saturated to run off and then let it all dry out. And then with these ones, we keep them constantly, continuously moist.
And I think 7-gallon is probably, for me, it's the minimum size bag to start keeping it moist, unless you have a drip system. I don't know in a 5-gallon bag, but I would say if you're going to get in, if you're going to try to keep it continually moist and hand water like I do, I just hand water it. The easiest way to do it is probably 7 gallons of soil or bigger, because the more soil you have, the bigger the bag, the easier it is, because it's
less swing
with your watering. I mean, it's just a lot less swing.
Because you've got a nice rhythm with your water where like you just measure the millibars, and the millibars are just a measurement that show you how dry or how wet your soil is.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of anticipate how much water the plant is going to drink, because you have, a spreadsheet full of, like, you have notes that tell you.
Yeah, and I think as we go through the season, we'll also talk a little bit more in depth about how I water with the blue mat, and also in the description, or I should say in the spreadsheet, we list where the millibars are, how many liters I'm giving them, how many decimal liters
Every day,
every day. So
do you have your watering notes handy?
You know what? I thought I brought them down here, but I don't see them. Yeah, I don't see them.
Oh, too bad, because
they got left.
They're pretty funny. I know. I'll put them on the sidebar because it's pretty funny to just look at how the mind of GrowDaddy works. And then he gives me these on Tuesday morning. I write them in the spreadsheet.
And they're only drinking, 1 liter, 1.3 liter average right now. But by the end of the week, we're going to be flowering at the end of the week. I'm hoping to make it a whole week. We're like I said, we're in the 8th week of veg. So I'm hoping to make it the full 8 weeks, to be quite honest. I want to get her as big as I can. I'm really doing it still for her because she's smaller. The bigger she is, the more I'm going to get. If I can just keep these girls at bay, we'll be okay. But I got a feeling the tent's going to be too full within a week. Keeping my fingers crossed, you guys.
You know when you start getting super anxious and nervous when it's time to flip.
Absolutely.
That's how you know.
Well, yeah, and to go back watering these girls, say 1 to 1.3. In another week, I'll be watering these girls 2 liters a day.
A day, and that's a lot of water.
2.5. I'm not sure if I get to 2.5. I'll get to 2.5 probably
in flower
through before flower, probably through transition. I'll get to 2.5 probably before flower. 2.5 liters a day on most of these girls. So that's just to give you an idea. They're not really drinking a lot right now.
Yeah.
They're just at the beginning.
Plus that they're still healing from are they healing from their defoliation?
They've been up, yes, they are. The last couple days.
Yeah, you ripped the
They were
shit
really
out of
starting
them.
to drink a lot. I was giving them 1.5 and it was going up every day and they were drinking more. And then when I defoliated
You ripped a whole lot of leaves off them. I guess they just kind of don't need as much water now because they don't have as many leaves.
So they suffered for a couple days. We'll give you a good look at them because, well, they're looking just absolutely beautiful. I mean, they're epic, you guys. Needless to say, it kicked their ass, but that's okay because we're doing it well before the flip, so our plants will have a time to heal. And actually, I don't know if this is gonna be another long episode, Mrs. GrowDaddy, but I think I'm gonna show you guys because I defoliated them a couple days ago, and then I'm just looking at them for the first time today since I defoliated them. So all the clips, all the ties, everything's still in them. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take out all the clips, and I don't know if I'm going to
make some decisions.
I can make some decisions because I don't want to take too much. I don't know. You guys enjoy this? I think some of you guys enjoy me working on the girls. I hate to bore too many people. I think I have a little problem. But you know what? It seems to be our long videos seem to be working out pretty good because if you don't want to watch
Some people watch the whole thing.
And if you don't want to watch a certain section, you could just jump. Miss GrowDaddy.
I put timestamps.
Yeah, so you could just jump through our video and know where you're going to. It's actually pretty cool. Anyways, that's enough about water, you guys. Let's talk about our environment, which is our VPD. And we have a chart over here that everybody passes around. I say this every single week. Our VPD in the tent, vapor pressure deficit, is...
wait. What is vapor pressure deficit?
Vapor pressure deficit is when your Fahrenheit, your temperature, and your humidity, they come to a certain point. And that's where
it's like a sweet spot, and there's a different zone for every stage of growth, and it can be like it's like a ratio between the temperature and humidity. So it's not like you have to be at this exact temperature. Like if you live in a colder place, if you can't raise or lower the temperature, you just adjust the humidity, or vice versa. Check
out the chart. It'll tell you what range to get in. Anyways, for the whole purpose that they will photosynthesize and be the most optimal, plant at that point when they're in that sweet spot. Listen, they will grow. They will grow out of that sweet spot. They may grow a little slower, but they'll look green, they'll be beautiful, and no big deal. We're trying to keep it around 65 to 70 relative humidity, and we're trying to keep it between 75 and say 81, 82 degrees. Don't want it to get too much farther above that. Pretty much running around 80, I think, for the most of the day, 79, 80 degrees for the most of the day. Nevertheless,
do you want to talk
24 to 27 Celsius for everybody else in the world. And our KPAs are 0.9, 1.25. And the chart has those numbers.
0.9
to 1.25.
And that's our kilopascals.
That's right. And that's all the chart. These are
And if you take a look at our chart
I don't
that's
know
in
what
the
that
description,
means. I don't know what those numbers mean. That's why it's so strange.
well, imagine if you found yourself in a social situation with a horticulturalist. It could be, small talk, right?
If you want to, yeah,
Weird,
I guess if you want to know the
nerdy
small talk.
small talk.
They would say 9.9 kilopascals, and I go, I have no idea
You-
what humidity and what. I mean, so those measurements are only to a real person that's involved with the environment.
Very smart person.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we went to weed porn, because that's what we're going to next. So it's just one more topic that I wanted to hit on. And what was it about? It was about.
We're going to talk about defoliation in the weed porn.
Yeah, but let me just say, I would have defoliated just after our show last week. I waited too long to defoliate. And I knew it. When we got done with our show last week, you seen the girls last week, and
They were bushy then.
right, and they were bushy, but I was going, okay, this would be a perfect time to do some defoliation, and that way I could just kind of keep them defoliated and kind of, let them grow, and I can kind of pick and choose and do some more lighter defoliations on them before they go into flower.
But
And
you kind of gave yourself a really big job that day.
a bigger job than I wanted. So let me just say that's a lesson that I learned yet again. You got to get that defoliation done early enough, that first defoliation, before they really become real bushes. They're more difficult to mess with. Anyways, I don't know what the point was besides it's in the notes, so we talked about it. I'm high. Let's get on to some weed porn. Come on! Okay, guys, welcome to Weed Porn. Finally, we made it, you guys. Our Weed Porn segment is going to be really fun today. Let's take a look at the girls in tent one. Come on. We've got Chantal. Well, not Chantal. We've got Louise on the left, who is our Quebec Black Bud, and we have Colette on the right, our frosted gelato from Quebec Cannabis seeds. I got to tell you guys, these girls look awesome. Let's take a good close look at Louise right now. Come on. Hello, Louise. Louise is our Quebec Black Bud from Quebec Cannabis seeds, and well, she's got lots of bud sites up on top, and she's really, really looking good.
She's our runt.
Yeah, we've still got all the clips in her. I think I took the ties out already. I might have had a couple ties in her. Let's take these clips out real quick, and I'll show you what we're going to do today with her. I don't know if we're going to run through them all yet or not. We'll see how this goes. But let me show you what we're going to do. This is a couple days after I defoliated. I want to hit this girl again with a little more defoliation. She needs it. And all the girls actually need it. And
She does have just beautiful foliage, and she looks great.
everything looks spot on. All these girls are all nice and green, and they all look really good. What I want to do, just to clean things up, and I don't know if I think I ran through her a little bit, but if you look at when you go up and down every single stem. See, if you look up all the stem, you see if there's anything on the stem. And the only thing we have on this particular stem going up to the top, do you see this right here? I don't think you can see that. Get in there. Let me get that leaf out of the way. Do you see all this stuff here? We're just not going to grow buds down there. So what we want to do is we want to take that stuff off of there.
And this is where it gets kind of shocking during the grow when you start taking...
See, all the way up. Look at where we went. All the way up to the top. And I'm even tempted to take this one, but I'm going to leave it for now. I might end up grabbing that after, because we do defoliate one more time. And we'll help some buds up that are laying down that aren't there, and we'll just kind of go through the whole tent. Now, I don't think I can't do this with you guys. It would take all day. So I'm just telling you what I'm going to end up doing is going through these girls and taking off
Stem by stem.
stem by stem, working my way down, and then I'll look down the stem. Look, so we got some growth down here too. Do you see these? You see this stuff? We got to take that stuff off. Here's another one. Now that might be a potential bud site because it's almost to the top, and we might be able to use it. But we have one stem coming up, so we're going to definitely want to take.
No, that's not going to make it.
Yeah, well, and even if it did, I don't want all this stuff growing on one stem. So I'm just I'm picking how many buds are on each stem, and I'm just using my own judgment. And I'll just keep on going through each branch and doing this, you guys. Okay. Now, you guys have seen how I've trained these last weeks. Now, I do have clips in here that have been in here for a couple days. I don't think we're going to train today. I think tomorrow I'm going to take these clips out maybe tomorrow and let these plants still recover. You know, like I said, today I'm going to go through and I'm going to re-hit them. And I just don't want to hit them too much. So I'm just not going to even do anything to them. But She's looking really good.
Yeah.
Beautiful plant.
We can do a quicker weed porn today, maybe.
I think so. We'll try to get through this weed porn, not hold it, and I think I'll do some more training and stuff to them during the week. And you guys have to come back next week to see where we're at with the training. We're just trying to. What we're trying to do here too. If you put the camera up here real high, let me show. I'm trying to fill in this area, and you know I could almost fill in these areas now if I stretch them. I mean, these plants theoretically could be switched over to they could be flipped, and it's just that Louise isn't big enough yet. I just want Louise to be. Everybody else, I could be flipping this in the next day or two, but I'm not going to. You guys, I'm going to hang on to these as long as I can. You're going to have to come back next week to see, you know, what's going on.
Should we check out Colette now?
We should. Let's go check out Colette, our frosted gelato. Hello, Colette. Colette is our frosted gelato from Quebec Cannabis Seeds. And she, like I said, like all the girls, they were defoliated a couple days ago. And this is what she looks like today.
And she's kind of the superstar.
Well, and she's got all of her little curlers in. And what we're going to do the same thing to her. And I'll just look at this stem right here.
Do a couple of them?
Yeah, I'll do a couple of them. But I'm going to have to spend some time down here. And I'm going to have to go through each one of these. And I'm going to have to start peeling off all these nodes. All the way up to the top. See where I'm going? All the way up to the top. All these nodes.
Some people find that pretty shocking.
Well, she's going to have more nodes that'll come down. She'll have a couple more nodes. But this stretch is going to be way too much. And then after she's done stretching, this node will never. So let's get rid of that bad energy. And like I said, we'll do that.
Wasted energy.
Wasted energy. Now look at this. This is what people might not want to see. Look at this. Now look at this one. Beautiful bud on the end. Now look at these little ones. These are just little suckers. You see these little suckers? I'm just taking my fingernail and clipping them off, making it real easy. And here's another one right here. You see that one? And that's where it's at. Off of there. That would be another bud site that we're taking that energy from. And see how we went all the way to the top?
That's because you want all the plant's energy going right to the top and making out dense.
This is what a lot of people don't understand when they watch me growing. They can't understand I'm doing this. And look we've got some
transpiration.
Yeah, that means the plants are giving us some CO2, or not CO2. They're giving us some oxygen.
Yeah.
And they're taking in
our carbon dioxide.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm going to do some training. I'm not going to keep us in weed porn all day today, showing you guys. But you guys get the basic idea. I will train these girls, and I'll continue to train these girls and keep on going with their canopy to get it down. You know, and I'll use either ties or I'll extend these clips out. These clips will get probably extended out tomorrow.
And she's she's another one with this beautiful foliage.
Yeah, she's real pretty green, and she's just absolutely gorgeous. Let's go check out tent 2 though, Mrs. Grodaddy, because we're gonna get through this porn segment today if it kills us. So let's go to tent 2, you guys. Come on. Okay, we made it to tent 2, you guys. We have 2 beauties in this tent. We've got Chantal, our Biscotti, and we've also got Marie, our Runtz, on the right. And these 2 girls are matched up because they're absolutely gorgeous together. I'm telling you. Let's take a good close look at Chantal and see what she's all about, though. Come on. Hello, Chantal. Chantal is our Biscotti from Quebec Cannabis Seeds. Looking forward to getting some Biscotti. Anyways, same thing going on. She is just dense. I'm going to have to do some more defoliating. I really took a lot out of her. And I'll tell you what, I got to do some more. And I got to do the same stuff. I got to clean up these stems a little better. You can see she's got the same thing going on. I'll just show you this one right here. Okay, this is one of the outer ones. So here's a stem. See, and I'm going to want to clean everything off going up. I'm going to want to clean that off. I'm going to want to clean that off. See how clean that is? All the way to the top, you guys. And do I take this one here? Yeah, I do. I'm going to take that one too.
That looks like something.
Yeah, that looks like something I want to get rid of on the stem. We want all the energy up here to this one.
Her energy.
Yeah, absolutely. So now we've got everything going out to here. And I think her stem looks pretty clean all the way down, except for some leaves. We leave the leaves. We just got rid of all the bud sites. Yeah, she's clean. Okay, that's what we want to do, all the stems. So I've got to kind of go through here and defoliate a little bit, but we did a major defoliation a couple days ago, and
I'm looking to see if I can see any transpiration moisture on her, but I don't see it.
No. She looks really good though, doesn't she?
Yes,
Mrs.
she
Grodaddy?
does.
Yeah, she's been a good girl.
She's a good girl.
She's been a really, really good girl. Look at her. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's big enough to flip, that's for sure.
Well, I can still spin her in here.
Yeah.
And when I can still spin them, I'm okay. When I can't spin them, in a couple of days, I probably won't even be able to do this. And when I can't do that, I know I'm in trouble.
It's time to flip.
Yeah, it's pretty much time to thread. And you might ask, when do I flip? If you're a beginner, how do I know when to flip? Well, I tend to flip when I get really nervous. When I start getting nervous and scared about letting them go too long, that's usually when I flip them. And they're not there yet. They're a couple days away from that, and then I'm probably going to try to even go a few more days. Let's take a look at Marie, our Runtz in the tent, though. Hello, Marie. Marie is our Runtz in the tent from Quebec Cannabis Seeds, and you know what? I really enjoyed defoliating her. I enjoyed training her. I love her structure. She doesn't have a lot of bud sites on top, but she's got some very thick branches. So we may be growing some down, but I've got to do some of the same. I've got to do some of the same stuff in this tent with these, so you can see. Look at this. Look at this.
Let's see.
Do you see that?
Oh, she's trying really hard.
She's trying real hard.
It's like she's got fewer stems and they're thicker.
I'm gonna wait and see what happens with those. But here's a lower branch that isn't gonna make it to the top right here.
Yep.
Okay, that's gonna be a sucker branch, and we're gonna go through here. We've done a lot of this. We've already done a lot of this. Okay, we did this when we defoliated. We took off a lot of sucker branches. Well, we showed it on the video, so you saw it. Nevertheless, I like to come back for another run through and see what we got, and got to make sure some of these we got to make sure to get up to the top, and then some of them we'll bring down. So we've got some training. I've got to come back in here and do a little training the next day and do a little defoliating on all the girls. But god damn, Mrs. Grodaddy, look at her, look at her. She had some of the best roots when we did the up pot. Remember, she had some.
Marie, so amazing. The roots were like just exploding.
Yeah, she had some amazing roots. Maybe the best roots out of everybody.
I think so.
And she's not the biggest. She doesn't have the most, but she's got some nice thick stems. So we're really looking forward to growing her out. I really do love training her. And I mentioned that when I was training the other day, and we showed it, that I just love training the girls, but some girls I love training a little more. I think we do have our favorites.
Yeah.
And I have my favorites. I have she's my least favorite right here, Chantal, to train. Sorry, Chantal. You know what? She's like a girl. I like to say she's like a girl that's got this hair. It's wavy, it's thick, it's all the way down to the ass. Mom let it grow out, and
that's beautiful, but it's a real pain to comb.
And then you got told that you had to braid it before she went to school today. That's how I feel with her. I feel like it's so involved, when I have to defoliate and get in there, because there's just so much volume. That's how I feel about her. Anyways, you guys, that's our weed porn segment. Come on. Hey, you guys, thanks for coming today and checking out the grow. Truly, going to be going into flower within the week. I don't think I'm going to make it a whole week, you guys. So next week, they're probably going to be flipped somewhere in the middle of the week. Maybe I'm going to try to hang on and wait for a whole week.
That would be kind of cool, kind of like neat and tidy for what week of flower or whatever.
Yeah, but Louise, she would like to wait a week. She would like to wait a week. I can tell she needs another week. Can I hold these girls back? That's the question. What do you think, Mrs. Grodaddy?
Well, we're going to have to just judge your anxiety.
Should I lower the light on here? Or leave it just the way it is? What do you think, Mrs. Grodaddy?
Oh my God, I'm a backseat grower. I don't know.
What do you guys think? Tell me what you guys think.
We'll do a poll.
No, they can say in the comments, what would you guys do? By the way,
it's going to be too late.
By the time you see this, I would have already had to do it. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. But at any rate, you guys, thanks for coming. Had a great show today. Hope I didn't drag on too long. I did get pretty high, but had a lot of fun. We'll see you guys next week for episode 11. That's right. We will be flipping though. We'll probably be flip. I know they're going to be flipped.
Either that day or
the day before. I don't think I'll be waiting a full 7 days. I just don't think so.
And let's say a huge thank you to our Gromies who show up every week and give us some comments and give us some emotional support, because it has been tough, guys. It's gotten
better though, I think, because we have realized where we're at.
Yeah, we're just resigned. We just know that like YouTube fucking hates us or whatever.
But we're not going to stop doing this.
No, we're going to keep on going.
Because this is something that we really do enjoy on some level. Do you know what I mean? Because it's a lot of work. It's an art. I mean, we just love. We just. You know, for some reason, you guys coming through in the comments.
And you guys, you know, with the...
It makes us want to...
Yeah, you guys with the nice, kind comments.
Yeah,
you're going to make it... Yeah, you're going to make it worthwhile for us.
So we're not only doing this for you. Well, we're doing it because of you. Because of all the great stuff. Am I getting too mushy?
I think it was me.
Love you guys. And don't forget, there is a coupon code. So if you're still here, 20% off Quebec cannabis seeds. You just have to put in the word Grow Daddy. Yeah, and at Quebec Cannabis Seeds, I guess their discount code, where we have one, 20%. God damn.
It's a deep discount.
And
really that's Cinderella 99.
Yeah. And I'm not being paid. You guys, they sent us some seeds. Just to let you know, I've grown out their seeds. They're seeds. They just like everybody else.
They're good seeds.
Yeah, we've grown a lot of different seeds, and seeds are seeds.
Rocket seeds, Canuck seeds, they're all good seeds.
They're all
we like them all.
We like seeds. They all germinate for us, too. Everybody's seeds germinate.
Yeah.
No
problems.
So I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck all this hype stuff is. You know, I really don't. I'm not going to start on another rant.
No more stingy bullshit.
No more. I love you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Come on.
Is it in? All right.
It will be.
Is this the real true Grow Daddy?
Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. All right.
This is who you really are. Golf club in one hand and a joint in the other, eh?
Okay, that was a little bit of a head rush. Woo! Yeah! Come on! That was it. That was it.